Hello. I know it's been a while since I've been here, like 2 years, and I know my hair is different, and I know my setting is different. As Pride events are dwindling down during the summer, I wanted to kind of go over what I've seen through these Pride events and the Pride Parade in general. I wanted to jump on here and talk about the relationship between aromantic identities and Pride events. It's important to remember that just because you're queer doesn't mean you respect or love any other identity. Another problem is the lack of awareness. And I know that's true because I often get "what flag is this?" at a Pride event. Usually at Pride events, I know not everyone has heard of aromantic identities, so I usually have my flag out anyway. But I often get "what is this flag? What does this represent?" It's just a reminder, though, that this identity has not been explored or been recognized, or as much as it should be. More on the negative side, I definitely am not the only one who hasn't been told or felt like they weren't queer enough. The identity itself seems invisible, so people don't think about the policies. There's no change in policy like there is gay marriage, which is totally understandable, but often people think of it as just someone who doesn't want to date. And I swear to God, it's not. I feel like pride means something different to us all, whether we're an ally or identify with any queer identity. To me, I feel like pride also involves my struggles and how I got to a place where I could freely identify as aromantic. I feel like pride also combats those struggles, and that pride events are a place of belonging. So it is difficult when you don't feel like you belong in a community that you do belong to. Questioning your identity growing up is a normal part of really being a human, but especially being a queer person. And being aromantic is no different. Advocacy doesn't always need to be for policy change. It can also just be for recognition and awareness. And I'm sure that awareness, recognition, any type of ignorance depends on where you go for Pride. That being said, I know that Pride events have been growing the past few years, and they grow every year. And still, I don't see any representation or very little representation of aromantic identities. I've also seen that a lot of merch is for aro aces and not just arrows or just aces, which kind of defeats the purpose because they should not be lumped together all the time. If you don't experience both, then you don't experience both. At the end of the day, I'm just thankful to all the vendors who didn't know what to do with all their aromantic merch and just gave them to me free. I can also understand why someone on the aromantic spectrum would not want to go to a Pride event, for the reasons listed, which is too bad. It's not so much that there's less representation, but there does need to be more representation. Alright, it's getting dark. I'm gonna head out, so